chance, throw your arms in the air and do the hobo dance. Where's your house? I don't know. Where'd it go? I don't know. It must have gone somewhere.
We're now standing on the set of The Hobo Dance.
I've always been fascinated with solving mysteries. My last film, The Thin Dead Line, Hunting the Suburban Slasher, started as a missing persons investigation that became a story that captivated the nation.
Linked to one man the cops are referring to as the Suburban Slasher.
Tonight at 10, the voice of a killer.
Done to stop this monster.
Killer on the road. Is he in a town near you right now?
And strangely led me to my next missing persons case.
So is there anybody that you could never track down? The Lindbergh Baby, Jack the Ripper, Sasquatch?
No, I wasn't big on the celebrity scene. But I did try to track down Magic Marc once on a bet. Oh, the only one who ever got away from me.
You mean the pop star from the 90s?
Yeah, it was like he was erased from history. Just disappeared. Always stuck with me.
The musical lineage of 1990s pop music. MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, and lastly, Magic Marc, with his hit song, The Hobo Dance, and holiday single, Christmas is the Bomb. Both took 1993 by storm. And by August of the next year, it was a full-blown musical hurricane. Yet, only 6 months later, he was gone. Rumors swirled of drug abuse and suicide. No one knew what happened to him, where he went, why he left, or even his real name.
I met Magic Marc a few times. First heard a demo of him back in '92. This guy was something else. Everything you needed for a hit record was right there. Melody, rhythm. It was infectious. I knew if we could get him to a studio, we would have a global phenomenon on our hands. I got his demo down to Crazy George at Crazy George Records. He loved it. He personally signed him on to produce it. Unfortunately, he had a massive heart attack and died. The project was handed off to Wild Lee Stetson, and that was a worst case scenario.
Wild Lee Stetson, he was like the most infamous music producer of his day.
Without danger, there is no reason for living. I got 14 Philippine eagles. They are illegal, and I don't care. If they got loose today, they'd be eating our children. But you know what? There are more children than there are birds. So for me personally, that's not an issue I particularly care about.
His family, his father was a deaf coal miner. He couldn't stand the sight of records or radios in his home, and he demanded complete silence at all times.
I got a 500-pound wildebeest sitting at home eating Cheetos all day. I call her Mrs. Stetson. Happily married, 33 years.
Johnny Ramone hit him with a car once. It was a rental.
So unfortunately, he retired in '98 and he died in 2004. The story is he got drunk while feeding his pet crocodile Pete.
My father, the crocodile, sleeps in my bed just like the dirty dog that he is. He has great taste though. I thought he was crazy, eating raw meat. I tried it. And I ain't ever going back!
Some say he slipped, some say he dove in willingly. Swallowed whole. Body was never recovered.
Gazelle is my sliced bread. I got loaves of raw gazelle meat, and it is delicious!
Police never investigated, but apparently you can still go see the crocodile Pete at the city zoo.
I'm an American, cold for blood. Feel free to put that on my tombstone if you care to buy me one when and if I die. God bless America.
Not even a prehistoric reptile could put up with that guy.
I was the sound engineer on all of Magic Marc's projects. I was 35, my first big break. Yeah, Wild Lee and Magic Marc clashed a lot, but you can't have a poet without the paper. And that was Lee. Lee was the paper. Lee was the paper, and Magic Marc was the pen. And so I guess I was like the ink, right? And inside of the ink, there is certainly a sound.
I'd stay away from anyone Lee worked with. He kept a harsh regimen of unattainable perfection and hallucinogenics, especially with the new people, especially with the young people.
To say Magic Marc was a man is a disservice. He was like half man, half amazing. I mean, no doubt, he was like Earth, Wind, and Fire. He was rims and tires. He was like bulletproof glass, and inside, the realest driver.
I have to stop you there.
Why?
You're describing Nas, the rapper, from the song Nas is Like.
Are you sure? I don't...
Sorry, please continue.
Okay, as I was saying, Magic Marc was like planets in orbit, like line them up with the stars, like tarot cards. And then you see the pharaoh Nas. Damn it! Okay, okay. I hear it now.
Do you know what happened to Magic Marc after 94?
I don't think I ever actually met Magic Marc, to be honest.
I always heard that he led a hobo revolution in Africa, taking down the apartheid, and he rode in a lion like a horse.
I did hear he exploded into gold-bladed doves on stage, though. So there's that. That's something.
I actually started that rumor. Really proud of it.
I heard meltdown, rehab, then a counselor and a substance abuse program. There were many rumors, but that always seemed to be the nicest one.
My name's Jack Grant, retired police detective, 25 years. I helped catch the suburban slasher.
Stay behind me.
Jason, where's my goddamn backup? I don't know your response. Get that arm. Take his mask off. I want to see his face.
Some might remember me from the award-winning documentary, Suburban Slasher Catcher, filmed by the amazing Vivienne Rhodes.
Yeah, we actually went with The Thin Dead Line for the title.
Yeah, well, maybe the European markets will see it under its real name.
Perhaps. What's with the letter?
Oh, the suburban slasher blames you for his incarceration. 23 hours in solitary confinement. I guess all you can do is arts and crafts. It was probably his partner that we never caught, though.
I don't want to get into sequel territory here. I just want to make sure any ongoing investigation doesn't conflict with this one.
Oh, absolutely. We knew all about conflicting evidence, multiple murders in the same state, the same time, all linked to the same person.
Any leads in the Magic Marc case?
I've looked up the few people Magic Marc worked with that are alive and or still working.
And or still working? As to say some are dead and still working?
I have some connections at the county morgue if you want to try me on those leads.
Filthy Rich Rattlesnake. The super producer?
He's credited on the Japanese repressing of Christmas is the Bomb. Could be nothing, could be something.
You know, I just couldn't believe that the suburban slasher was the governor's son. I mean, that really blew me away.
Oh, I know. It's wild stuff, man.
The one thing I didn't get, though, was why did he do it?
Oh, something about a violent king reclaiming the world, you know. I think he probably got it out of some lame book.
Ready to start?
Absolutely. How can I help you?
You worked with Magic Marc on Make Your Mark?
Yes, I was the sound engineer for that one. I worked with Wildly Stetson and that other pretentious gold-plated windbag Magic Marc.
Did you work with a Ben Lonlin as well?
Ben Lonlin? That man was the secretary's assistant. He got coffee and he soaked up the free drugs that Wildly handed out like candy to newcomers. Man's been a 40-year-old burnout for 40 years. I would not waste my time talking to that guy.
If you're familiar with the Archimedean principles of geometry and you apply them to pizza with a modern take on polio, the germ theory. They didn't have germ theory at the time, right? Okay. So the Illuminati invented pizza as a means to spread polio to their enemies. But it backfired in their faces.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
My research shows you're 27. So you were
7 years old when I recorded Make Your Mark, and I was also the CEO of Crazy George Records as well.
That's surprising. The music industry doesn't seem like a place for children.
Place for children? I was never a child. I have a 310 IQ. I graduated Yale when I was 5. I speak 37 different languages. And when I got into that music studio, I told Wild Lee Stetson to shove his comments, along with his drugs, right up his ass. And then I got to work. Are we done here? I'm really busy.
You wouldn't happen to know Magic Marc's full name.
His last name was Luthri. Thank you. Good day.
The Luthri family. One of the richest families in American history. Not much is known about the Luthris except their names. All those records are either missing or sealed. They have this panache for secrecy. They'll often pay to keep their names out of Forbes or any other listings. There was a Marcus E. Luthri, born in 1977. That would line up with Magic Marc, but I can't be sure. Jimmy, Jack Grant. Yeah, any update on that missing persons request?
Yes, and he's always wearing a gold suit. No, he's a grown man.
No, this is not about the slasher sequel. No, it's not ridiculous that he had a partner. You've seen the evidence. Walk it down the road, Jimmy. Just walk it down the road. It's simple. It's straightforward.
Hi, is this the Camden College admissions office?
Hi, Detective Grant. Wondering if any bodies came in with the updated description that I gave you? No, people wear gold clothes and chains all the time.
Yes, hi. I'm calling about a possible past student. First name Marcus, last name Iluthri.
Ma'am, I understand. Death is a very serious matter.
Hello?
We have nothing more to say, ma'am. Give me a call if you hear anything, all right?
The Iluthri family has donated generously to Camden College, and information was really hard to find. When I called the admissions office, they basically hung up on me when I mentioned the name.
That's weird. I got 2 leads there myself. The first was just this general complaint about some guy with gold clothing on campus.
It's probably their mascot, the gold miner.
Yeah.
What's the second lead?
All right, it's from my friend on the force, Jerry. He's got a lead.
My name is Officer Jerry Jameson. I now work as a transit cop after...
Get that arm! Take his mask off! I want to see his face!
Sweet Jesus! The horns are real!
Jameson, give me your hand here!
Being a transit cop, it's lighter work, better hours. About a month ago, I was working in North Camden line. No one was around. There was this guy in gold clothes, and the sunglasses, and he had a boombox. It was him. It was Magic Marc. I couldn't believe it. I stood there in shock as he got on the train northbound to Camden College.
That really adds up. The line goes straight to the college.
Yeah. Did he tell you about his Sasquatch story?
What?
I was shopping in the supermarket, picking up eggs and milk and stuff for dinner. And down the aisle, at the checkout, it was Sasquatch. I couldn't believe it. 7 feet tall, buying milk at my supermarket. I couldn't even move. I was in shock.
That doesn't mean he's unreliable. He just has a crazy story.
What about his alien abduction story?
A couple of years ago, I went to bed like any other night. I woke up on a spaceship. A real live spaceship. The space aliens invited me on a tour. They had everything. A roller rink, an arcade, a giant movie theater. The movie was deplorable. Just god-awful boring. I don't even remember the name of it. It's a tedious examination of apathy gone wrong in the worst possible way. The space aliens kept apologizing. I told them not to worry about it, but it really burned me. I didn't choose to get woken up in the middle of the night, get on some awesome spaceship, just to see some crappy movie. They should have watched it beforehand, just to make sure it was any good. Really horrible hosts.
Regardless, we should still check out the campus.
All right, let's go. All right. The main sightings have been here in the north by the transit station and the south by the volleyball court. I'm gonna go get out here, ask around, see what I can find out. You go south, we'll meet here, 2 o'clock, and see what we got, right?
Or you could just look at the flyer over there with his face on it.
Looks like he's playing a show every day this week. We got 2 hours till the show starts.
And now, the world's greatest motivational speaker, Magic Marc. Marc. Do you have problems in your life that you can't solve? Do you have things that you want to make better? Well, you've come to the right place. This is the place where healing happens and dreams come. I can't believe this thing doesn't work. Who's ready to get motivated? It's Magic Marc's inspirational, motivational, spiritual power hour.
Yeah, that's him.
Who's ready to get motivated? How about you, sir?
No, and I'm a woman.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry I'm a woman?
No. How about you, sir?
I'm allergic.
My condolences, sir. My father was killed by an allergic reaction to motivation. How about you, sir? And that's how it's done, people. You too, big guy. Thank you, Istanbul, and good night!
No!
Hey, you're not supposed to
You think they got him?
Maybe he turned into a flock of doves.
If he could do that, he wouldn't be peddling self-help books.
Hey.
Hey, if you guys are my promo crew, look, the check's in the mail, and if you cashed it, just cancel it and I'll resend it, okay?
No, we're doing a documentary about you. We were wondering if we could get an interview.
Oh man, are you guys with MTV?
No.
VH1?
No.
BET or Country Music Channel or Animal Planet? Or?
No, I'm a documentary filmmaker and I'm working on my next feature.
Sure. I'm getting some chandeliers installed in the car, but other than that, yes. There will be food, correct?
Today is actually the 20th anniversary of your first album, Make Your Mark. How do you feel about that?
Once a hit, still a hit. It's a blessing whenever an album can weather the storm of time, becoming classic, not getting lost in the maelstrom of mediocrity.
If I say Hobo Dance, what is your first thought?
Maybe the greatest song ever written. No, the greatest song ever written. Perhaps the greatest music video of all time as well. No, the greatest music video of all time.
Your first album sold an astounding 15 million copies, mostly on the strength of the Hobo Dance. Yet, your second single dropped to 2 million in sales.
4 words. Christmas is the bomb.
Christmas, you open presents. On Christmas, you get a treat. On Christmas, you wear a sweater. On Christmas, you have lots of fun.
Christmas is the bomb. Christmas is the bomb.
From those successes came your exhaustive world tour.
Yeah, the Magic Fantastic Tour. That was a good one.
It was your only one. There are a lot of rumors that you actually died on stage in Kinshasa, Africa at your last show. Can you shed any light on what actually happened?
Yeah, the last leg of my 93 Magica Africa tour. All of my pyrotechnics malfunctioned, setting all of my doves on fire. If it wasn't a horrible accident and highly cruel to animals, I would have done it at every show. When those doves flew off, it was amazing. Then my band all quit and walked off stage as my guitarist punched me in the face. Then a lion started attacking people in the audience. It's a real problem over there.
What were the events leading up to all of this?
There's 2 sides to every story.
What's yours?
I can't remember. I was on a number of prescription and non-prescription drugs.
He made us wear nautical outfits for the entire tour. You know, the breaking point was when he wanted us to be a 60s girl group and play heavy metal music. And if that wasn't bad enough, he had live dolphins as the chorus and life-size marionettes as backup dancers. It got too weird.
Despite the disastrous show, you were still at the height of your success. What happened to the Magic Marc machine?
I came back to the U.S. and got to work on my next album, ignoring what my doctor said was malaria. Whatever. I didn't feel a thing. My next album, I Am God, was just never released, unfortunately.
And why is that?
Well, I don't particularly remember making the album.
Do you have a copy of it?
I think I have a couple spares floating around. Let me just see if we can find you a good one here. Let's get you a nice one. All right, excellent.
Has any of this ever been released before?
It's only been heard by me or anyone who worked on it at the time.
So this is a world premiere. Wow.
Yeah, I actually don't think I've ever watched it before, so it'll be a first for me as well.
the guitar for the night. My original vision was a retelling of Orpheus descending into the underworld for Eurydice, but with that elusive Magic Marc style.
Does that involve the baggy gold clothing?
Part and parcel. The time between 94 to 97 is a mix of fever dreams and black spots. I probably shouldn't have followed wildly Stetson's advice that peyote and LSD can cure all ailments. I don't. I play basketball with the devil.
So how many drugs do you have to take to create something like this?
Well, all of them. Actually, I remember something now. I did a 4-hour cut of this, but the label rejected it.
The studio came to me in dreadful desperation. They said, Cheesy, we need you to save this project. It can be no longer than 3 or 4 minutes. But I'll tell you this, the cheese man always delivers. One would ask, how do you cut 4 hours of film into a 3-minute video? I would say easily. 99% of it was completely unusable. There was 15 minutes of the man sleeping on the ground, stumbling around in a drug-induced haze. Spewing nonsense at the crew for a solid hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, cameraman, sound man, taking down the sound. Cameraman, give him the images. We're ready to go. This is the Magic Marc 30-second, whatever, I don't know. How many albums I sold? How many have I sold? You know, I know. This is it. This is epic. Epic.
And the most troubling was the smoky punch dancing thing that he did. It was most perverse.
How do you feel about the music video and the album as a whole being shelved?
There's a black market for a reason.
So what's next for Magic Marc?
I'm going to put the whole motivational thing on ice, put together a world-class backing band, and, get the music, put the music and get it out to the people. Next.
Why did you pass on her?
You can't sculpt molded clay.
Are you feeling okay?
Excuse me, no, I'm sick. There's something that's going around campus, and I probably shouldn't have been swimming in the pond. I liked it. But are you married to the zebra mask? Looks all clear.
I didn't start the fire in the dining room. Taskmaster. Matchbook. Butterfly net. Telephone. Telephone. Zanzibar.
I'm just gonna level with you. I've never seen trash canning with such discipline. It was both harrowing and sublime. I must have you.
Will there be travel?
It's a world tour, I mean.
I don't travel.
Wait a minute, I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't travel.
Well, wait, I mean.
I don't travel.
You and I could change the world.
This bird can't be caged. You gotta fly. Fly, bird. Fly, bird.
Where are you at right now?
No one can hold a candle to my musicianship. I have to go it alone. One-man army. I make 80 phone calls a day, and it's time to make 81.
It's been 3 hours. Let's take a look at how it's going.
Ma'am, I can do any song in any style. There would be no price, nothing, no charge. Yeah, I understand that it's a school for the deaf. I don't know sign language, but if you would just give me a chance, I think that. You know what? I don't need a band, and I don't need shows. What I need is an album, a comeback album.
It's been 4 days since our last interview with Magic Marc, and he hasn't returned any of our phone calls. A little worried that he's disappeared again. Where else could he have gone?
Anywhere. No name, no social. This guy's a ghost.
Maybe he's CIA.
Maybe the second slasher got him. It's more than possible that he had a partner. Everyone treats the idea of a team of killers like the Kennedy assassination.
Well, when you say it when the pizza guy takes too long, it just cuts the credibility down a notch.
The slasher could start cutting down pizza guys. They do deliver to the suburbs.
Hold on a second. It's Magic Marc.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've been working on the demo for my new comeback album.
Must have been very involved.
Well, I'm recording it in the backseat of my car. The acoustics are incredible.
I don't think that's ever been done before.
Actually, Guns N' Roses recorded the demo for Appetite and Destruction in the backseat of a Nissan Sentra.
So what's the album called?
Magic Marc is back! Exclamation point.
It's a little on the nose, isn't it?
Oh, it's everywhere. So how do you think the film's going so far?
It's pretty good.
I don't look stupid or anything.
Magic Marc.
Hey.
Good to meet you. I'm a fan of your work.
Thank you. What do you do?
Oh, me, I'm retired. 25 years, homicide detective. Took down a serial killer. Was a governor's son.
Serial killer?
What? Yeah, it was caused a little bit of a ruckus.
Sounds dangerous.
Oh, it was. I had to jump through a plate glass window to stop the guy. Not that I'm bragging.
You're bragging.
So you're still jumping through plate glass windows?
No, I'm with the crew.
Oh, like what do you do?
Oh, production assistant, running sound, bodyguard. Yeah, I'm just staying busy.
Why do we need a bodyguard?
The second slasher's still on the loose. He has seen the documentary.
Jack, will you give it up with this slasher thing? This is no time to build up an admittedly thin sequel to an already great film.
All right, full disclosure. The letters that we've been getting are not from the guy we captured. The prints don't match, and there's blood and dirt on them. That comes from the last crime scene, which is 5 years old.
Jesus. Jack! Are you being serious? We're being hunted by a killer? He has not washed his hands for 5 years?
No. With serial killers, it's a trophy thing, all right? The blood and dirt are his trophies, all right? Look, he's been in hiding since the documentary aired, and he's probably only gunning for me.
That's not very comforting.
He's used to killing with a partner. He only attacks people when they're sleeping or completely alone. Why can't you be more like Magic Marc? He's taking it swimmingly.
So the guy's dead and we're in the clear?
No. So is this guy a previous producer?
No, I like to keep things fresh, work with the up-and-comers.
You've never met this guy?
No, but he was advertised on campus. It's called Gray Area Studios. Looks very professional.
This is literally the shadiest thing I have ever seen. This thing goes south, you two hit the floor. I'll get us out of here in one piece.
What if he breaks his MO just to get to you? What if this is just an elaborate ploy to slash you in the parking lot?
Look, this isn't going to happen, all right? I know this guy, all right? First of all, this isn't somebody's home. It's a recording studio. And it's daylight outside. Look at the facts.
Magic Marc! Hi, I'm Vivian.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
That's Joe.
Oh, hey, Joe.
Jack.
Vivian. You're working with a former #1 music star. What do you feel your qualifications are?
I've worked on a diverse number of albums, including, but not limited to, Digital Centurions, Tree Hugger, no, the non-ironic hippie band.
I had a sparrow, I loved her way.
Season of the Bitch. And I also worked with Herbst and Burplane before they became Herbst and Starship and lost their edge.
Is this the first time as a full-fledged producer?
Yes, first time in the big league.
I thought that went pretty well, you know?
Are you going to be able to afford this?
Well, I'll have to rearrange some of my finances.
Wow! Whoa! Hey man, is that turn on?
Well, not yet, but, you know, I still gotta do the wiring, but I gotta wait on the, you know, see what the budget for the album's gonna be. It's going pretty well, you know.
Is he going anywhere?
Some questions are best left unanswered.
Yeah. How long have you been a student here?
Well, I've actually just been kind of auditing classes and the campus for a couple years without really taking classes.
I believe that's called vagrancy.
My lawyer says the official term is squatting. I feel like I'm living in a Jack London novel.
The wolves, the wolves, the man cried as he reached for the torch. The large white wolf ripped the man's arm raggedly off its perch. The man wrested the limb from the mouth of the snowy beast, hitting it over the head repeatedly with the severed left arm.
But without all the nature and the struggle to survive.
Sounds invigorating. Can you show us around?
So over yonder here is my my guest mansion. This is my fountain here. It's a great option for either laundry or bathing. A little bit of history about it. The Go-Go's recorded their second album there. Linda Carlisle had a mild coronary. It was also burnt down in the Chicago fire of 1784, which preceded the other one of something in the 1800s. This is my outdoor basketball court. This is for, you know, like my street games, the more real, the harder games. My own private tennis court. You know, I beat Tupac on this court very convincingly. Something like this. This is my main church. It was built in 1632 by angry Quakers. So this is my science lab. It's where I do most of my experiments. It's going well. So all of this is under construction. I'm thinking about putting an ice rink there in the middle and then having like a high-speed rail line come all the way up into the church for, you know, you gotta pray and get there quick. God, it's Magic Marc. From one God to another God. Please get my career back on track. Please. I was saying a prayer for the world. It's also for somebody else, not myself. Anyway. Here's my pond. I sometimes swim in it. This facility here, it houses my Olympic-sized pool. I'm having some renovations done here because it didn't hold enough water. This is my library. Please be quiet. And was built back brick by brick by Phil Collins, and it's haunted.
You are homeless, though. Without the campus and the car you live out of, you would be in a homeless shelter?
Well, I mean, technically speaking,
It's a yes or no question, Magic Marc.
Yes, I don't have a home. I prophesize my own life in my own hit song. I feel accomplished and ashamed all at the same time.
I believe the prophecy you speak of are contained in the lines, "Where's your house?"
I don't know.
Where did it go?
I don't know.
Well, it must have gone somewhere. What happened to all of your money? You must have made millions from touring alone.
Tens of millions.
And now you're homeless, squatting as a student in Camden College.
A lot of my fortune is tied up in multiple investments, holding companies, various litigations.
You lost it all in bad investments and lawsuits.
So to speak.
It's a yes or no question.
Yes, okay, I lost it all. Being sued out of my ass by anybody with a nickel and an ambulance chaser. I can't even be referred to as Magic because I tried to sue Magic Johnson and he won. With what little money I had, I put it into this motivational speaking tour. It's a mad money grab at an easy market.
An easy market.
Well, for a man of my stature and talent.
Right. With your recent troubles, there must be someone else you can rely on. Significant other, close friend.
Truth be told, I do have someone. I'd like to introduce you to Victoria.
Yeah, that's a fake profile.
What? Victoria is a physician, member of Doctors Without Borders. She would never lie.
That's not her real profile. There's a show all about this. It's a pretty well-known con game.
Are you jealous?
Well, that's a photo of Anne Hathaway at the Oscars. She's tagged as Victoria at the Daytime Emmy Awards. I'm sorry, Magic Marc, but whoever that is, it isn't Victoria.
Why? She was my world.
We're gonna give you a few minutes to collect yourself. It's 1 hour later, and Magic Marc is still crying.
Look, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but me, saxophone, 11-minute solo.
Again, you told me you do not play saxophone.
Harp solo, massive cymbals, helicopter sounds, we're back in the Nang, Charlie's on the run.
We are here, we are in this studio on this album. These are our options right in here. Look at what we have. My whole philosophy with Magic Marc is to take him out of his comfort zone and expand his musicality. I don't think anyone's ever really gotten to the core of him as an artist.
Are you challenging his robot chorus?
Yes, every day.
No one seems to know your full name.
It's Marcus Evermont Eleutheri.
How does your family feel about the career change?
Well, you know, I never really knew them growing up.
Never. What was your childhood like?
Typical. I was raised by your average task force of nannies and live-in tutors of the highest quality. Formal training on the octobase. By the prestigious Alexander Johann von Tenderloin III.
The only child of Alexander von Tenderloin Jr., the heir to the finest conducting mantle in history. Alexander III was once one of Switzerland's most eligible bachelors. A freak skiing accident left one of the world's greatest conductors disfigured for life. This only fueled his already fiery temper.
Will you ever conduct an orchestra again?
I am an orchestra.
How did you perform under his tutelage?
He was a certifiable lunatic.
Do you feel there is still a lingering tension about how a violinist perished at your last performance?
Violinists were made to perish like sliced bread. You can always get more, for we are but a dream in the head of a butterfly.
So I abandoned the octobase and taught myself guitar, along with the other instruments I needed to round out my sound. You know, childhood. 'Cause 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 '
This is the trademark that put me on the map, okay? This is a trademark that sold, what, 20 billion albums?
I'm not sure how accurate that number is. Probably a lot less.
10 billion. I don't. Look, we do the robot voice, right? We got a hit. That's the trademark.
It may have seemed like that in the past, but sometimes it's not as easy as.
You just put it right in.
Trust me, I know it's your signature, but just try this song once without the robot chorus.
I'll try it. Just once.
After discovering that Magic Marc was a member of the famous Eleutheri family, Jack and I tracked down the unofficial family historian.
Good morrow.
Hi.
I am Montague Chillane, Lord of Genealogy and the Unknown.
So what do you know of the Eleutheri family?
Oh, how gauche. Excuse me, let me grab my sitting cane.
What do you know of the Eleutheri family?
Everything. 1862. Eleutheri, Ignatius, Eleutherian Eleutheri, known to his friends as Old Ignatius, comes to the Americas and founds a chain of laundromats. They say he won the patent to washing machines from a young, dare I say capricious, Spiro T. Agnew. They were shooting skeet off the deck of a casino riverboat on the Big Muddy off the coast of New Orleans.
The Eleutheris are one of the richest families in America. Did you know that?
No, I mean, we just traveled by helicopter like everybody else.
After that, the family flourished, though rumors of insanity persist to this day. They spent millions to stay off the lists of the most wealthy. They banished recording devices from the states in which they lived, trusting only in oil paintings to capture the family image.
Is it true you never had your picture taken growing up?
I have plenty of pictures taken. I just stand still for hours while they painted them.
Marcus grew up in a very peculiar household. A vacuum, a bubble. In a way, I don't think he ever really grew up at all. He's like a little boy, with little boy ideas and dreams and no one there to tell him he can't accomplish them. That's where he gets his indomitable spirit, his magic.
We couldn't get a hold of any of the other staff of the Eleutheris. Could you shed some light on that?
We don't talk about the ones that didn't make it.
I'm sorry, what was that?
In the 80s, there were rumors that the current head of the family, Francis Eleutheri, would hunt his old staff members for sport. This can only be seen as conjecture, as all records of previous staff members were unavailable to the public.
I may have some old contact information in my basement. If you'd all like to follow me down.
You know what, you can just email us anything you might have. We actually have to get going. Thank you for your time.
Will do, old sport.
So you never knew your parents?
I saw my mom a few times, but she was always asleep.
Like late at night?
She slept about 18 hours a day. One of her nurses said she was aiming for 24 hours without interruption.
Do you think that has affected you, having such an unorthodox childhood?
No, I just thought that, everybody turned 18 and then they went out in the world and did whatever they wanted to.
Okay, golf vocals, take 3.
Golf is a sport I don't understand. Explain it to me, please.
So how are you promoting the album?
I'm actually starting my own newspaper. It's cardio time.
Golf is a sport I don't understand. Explain it to me, please. Golf is a sport I don't understand. A foreign language to me. Is it like miniature golf? How many clubs do you need? Why do you get to have a cart? How fast is its speed? Golf! Golf!
How's the new album going?
And it's being promoted quite well, as you can see.
Better be careful. You could get sued.
Well, I'm no stranger to lawsuits.
You've mentioned that before. What kind of trouble have you gotten into?
Well, it first started with my alleged breach of contract with my I Am God album.
Not commercial enough?
Not listenable enough was the actual complaint. Basically, Crazy George Records accused me of making 55 minutes of unsellable noise. And on top of that, my defense lawyers, ZD, Goldberg, and ZD, were con men.
How'd you come across them?
Oh, they called me. They gave a very, very persuasive argument. And then I had to hire lasagna, and sauce to countersue.
Lasagna, and sauce? Those high-powered scumbags are defending the slasher. You stupid son of a...
Sorry about that. You were saying?
Well, it was a big mess, but I did finally get out of my contract. I'm here 10 years later.
All right, you can do this. You can go in there without any robot voices, without any bad ideas, and just make something that is good.
Have you heard my last album, I Am God?
That album was awful.
What of the current generation of the Eleutheries?
Again, nothing more than secondhand accounts, although this book is very up to date. I recently acquired it from Vanden University's expansive library.
Isn't Vanden University often referred to as Vandal University due to its controversial art programs?
The Party College of the U.S. just became the Vandalism College of the U.S. thanks to degrees in street art and billboard repurposing. You can literally paint on the walls.
Reactionary criticisms, I assure you. Henry Francis...
Is that guy a werewolf?
Here he is portrayed as one, but I can assure you he isn't. Well, I can't be certain. I've never actually met any of them.
Right. Please continue.
The current head of the Eleuthery family, Henry Francis Eleuthery, is shown here in Wolfman form.
It looks like he's staring right at you.
Moving on, this here is showing their charitable nature by sponsoring sport for the underprivileged. The Eleutheries also have a rich tradition of philanthropy.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
How do you think your detractors will respond to this new album of yours?
Detractors? I've never had a bad review in my life.
Spin said your last single, Christmas is the Bomb, was a mad money grab wrapped up as a holiday song.
Well, to each his own.
And Rolling Stone simply stated, Abracasuck, Magic Marc makes his career disappear in response to the unrelease of your second album.
Again, to each his own. Look, it's easy to, judge somebody's music when it's not, there.
Okay, well, let's take a listen. Mind if we go through some of the tracks?
Let's go for it.
This is Land of the Albatross.
In hindsight, it sounds a bit overproduced.
This is Boxcar Blues. It sounds like a record skipping.
Exactly. I'm glad it wasn't lost on you.
Here's a track simply called Pain.
I remember this track. I remember the lyrics.
Thank you for that live rendition.
That all sounded great when I had malaria.
That may be up for debate, but I must say, your two newest tracks, Golf and Monster Party, Jack and I both really like, especially Monster Party.
Thank you.
So how is working with Magic Marc?
I'm just trying to get him to branch out a little bit. And now I feel like I've let an angry elephant loose from the zoo. He's got this new tune.
I think it's perfect, except it needs to be like twice as long.
That's right. They're so thin.
I don't know what I would call it, but it frightens me.
How's the Magic Marc's times going?
Well, like anything, it's, I'd say we've hit a bit of a snag, We're kind of currently restructuring our marketing strategy. Are you talking about a ghost?
Yeah, he died in that house. He was buried there, and then he's still to this day.
Hey!
Tony, you're back early.
Get that thing out of my face!
I wasn't expecting.
What the hell, Chuck? I don't like you. I don't like your family. I shouldn't have gone to your mother's funeral. I don't like the way your face makes words. I don't like anything about you. But least of all, I like you touching my recording equipment, which I specifically said, don't touch my recording equipment.
I just want you to know, I touched all of your recording equipment, and you're not getting any of the money.
I'm gonna sue you. Get out. Everybody just get out.
Good luck with your little lawsuit, okay? It is a gray area of the law. Oh, wow, I didn't mean to touch you. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, you're gonna need some more bodies here, Eddie.
Jack, what the F?
Look, don't worry about it, all right? We have increased police presence here, and I've been logging everyone going into the building.
Did you log the guy who ran in and screamed us out of the studio?
Yeah, that's real Tony. His assistant engineer's been playing Magic Marc from day one. I figured that out within 5 minutes of meeting the guy. Weren't we all on the same page here?
So it's been a few days since the studio meltdown. How have you been handling it?
Pretty well. I mean, for a fake producer, fake Tony, or Chuck, to those who know his real identity, he was a pretty good one. Plus, I owed him $500, which I don't have, so.
Apart from that, though, you still have an unfinished album and no money.
Could I just, get a minute for myself real quick?
Of course.
So you think you're going to finish this project or just cut your losses?
I stuck with the slasher case for 5 years. I'm going to stick it out with Magic Marc for as long as it takes.
All right, so then he finishes the album. What then?
Hold on a second.
Oh, I didn't see it there. I would have played one of my hits.
That's all right. What was that?
I mean, it's just something I play, just kind of let my mind go, just to think.
It was really moving.
Thanks. They can shut down the Magic Marc Times, but they can't stop the press. I'm going person to person with my message, windshield to windshield.
Up all night prepping for my monster party. It's Friday night and I wanna have fun. Turn this sucker out till the day is done. Monster party. Monster party. Monster party. Monster party. Wolfman's chillin'. Wolfman's chillin'. And the mummy's getting loose. Mummy's getting loose. Good old swamp thing. Ate my chocolate mousse. Doorbell rings, but have no fear. It's my main man Frankenstein.
So Lasagna beat ZD in the lawsuit.
Yes, they swindled me out of $3.4 million. I had to sue them to get it back.
For not being real lawyers and for stealing your money and running off to the Bahamas?
Precisely. I got this workout from Jane Fonda.
How much are you getting back?
Well, after I pay back Lasagna's lawyer fees, I'd say $900. And I owe Fake Tony about $500.
That guy?
Yeah, I need him for the masters of my songs, and I'll put the rest into my album.
Wouldn't it be faster if you did this on your bike?
I'd rather not talk about it. Hey Vivian, it's Magic Marc. Look, I'm sorry I had to cancel our next interview, but someone's actually paying me to deliver flowers. Stay gold out there. Vivian, it's Magic Marc. Sorry I haven't been in touch, but people have been calling me for gigs, singing telegrams, anniversary parties. I've been real busy. I might even be able to make enough money to buy my car back. It's Magic Marc. Look, I'm going to have to cancel our weekend interview. Just a lot of people have been calling me to deliver flowers and sing happy birthday to them. I mean, things are really turning around for me. I'll call you later to set something up. Meanwhile, keep the magic alive, sister.
So what's been going on in the last few days?
Well, my whole, roses to the door, sing happy birthday business is going through the roof. I'm about to take it public, actually. Hey, Jack, what's up?
Whose idea was it to meet in a parking lot?
I didn't set up this meeting.
What's the message say, Mark?
Roses are red, violets are blue. I've come out of hiding just to slash you.
You can't stop the blasphemy detector. How about I can stop you?
This guy hasn't washed his hands in 5 years.
So it turns out the suburban slasher has a twin brother. That's why I thought he could get away with all this stuff. Can't be at two places at once? You can if your brother's as crazy as you are.
So how long was he waiting there? And why didn't he just kill you when you weren't expecting it? You were just standing around for like 2 hours.
You see, there's a dark dance between good and evil, between man and monster. And you don't even know you're in it until you're deep in it. And by then, it's too late.
But you're still alive.
Of course. Guy's crouching in a bush for 2 hours. Kills your legs. Plan was way too elaborate.
Right.
Do you still want your flowers? I don't get paid unless they get delivered.
Yeah, sure. Nice. Went all out, huh?
I'm dating the professor for my college course, and baby, I'm getting a divorce. Sorry about that. Sorry to hear about it.
It's all right. Third one never works out, does it?
Guess not.
You're that Magic Marc guy, right?
Yeah.
Would you come into my office?
Sure.
We have an open residency at the theater we need filled. One of our artists quit without warning.
Do you have a photo we could use for the documentary?
Actually, we still have a poster up in the hallway. Yeah, this is the group you're taking over for. They split up when the herd mentality said he found some former pop star he was gonna bilk out of his money. Zebra Debra was really crushed.
Man, that's weird. I know a guy named Chuck who did the exact same thing.
Can't trust people in the world these days, it's an epidemic.
Oh, I steer clear of those people.
So, if you're interested, we don't have any money. We can't feed you. The heat's broken.
Deal. Well, I like what I'm hearing. I mean, we'll iron out the details.
You can start next week.
So this is a pretty big deal. Back in show business.
What do you have planned for tonight?
That's simple, really. I'm gonna basically fuse Shakespeare with O'Neill and Brecht, directed all by Ilya Kazan, through the contextualization of my life.
Whoa, partner. You don't want to take Spider-Man and throw him in the middle of Hamlet and like try to call it modern art, right?
Jack, I'm a professional, and hey, if things go wrong, I'll just fall back on my music. Showtime, guys.
Alas, 3,000 men drafted down the hillside like war-torn lovers of days of yore. You're out of your depth, Hector. What do you know of love? I know of hell, and that is where I shall send you.
I'm gonna go grab like a coffee. You want something?
Would love a yogurt because you get me one.
Yeah, you're right.
Cynthia, oh Cynthia, I always loved thee, and I pledge I shall rocket out of my grave and find you. My eyes are bleeding. They're bleeding. My eyes are bleeding.
Don't worry, I'm Spider-Man.
Thank you all. Thank you. Madame, thank you. Just thank you all.
Looking back on the whole journey, it's definitely really helped my career a lot. It's been fun. It's been a blast. And the comeback album is perched like a hawk, ready to come in, swoop in, set the world on fire, bring me back to the top, where I belong finally. And obviously this film, it's been an injection into what I call like the Magic Marc entertainment machine. And I'm having a good run with this community theater scene, and you guys don't know this, but my motivational career wasn't going as good as everyone was talking about. That information was never leaked. This film's got Oscar written all over it, definitely best soundtrack. And at the same time, that's when the movie roles start rolling in, That's when Denzel starts asking, can I work with you? Maybe, let's see what the script says. Can we fit him in? Is he supporting actor to me? But right now, I'm happy. I'm just kind of happy to be me, and I'm having a good time being me. Who wouldn't be?
Vivian, it's the theater director. Something's happened and I need you guys to get down here.
Is everything okay? What happened?
Was it the slasher? Is he loose?
Is there a third one?
Oh, that's absolutely ridiculous.
See, it's about the vending machine. I can't pay for it.
I'm so glad everyone's here. I have good news.
The vending machine's fixed?
We've been posting Magic Marc's videos of his solo show on our website, and it's really taken off. You're viral.
I'm patient zero. How many people have I killed?
No. What I'm saying is that people have seen your show on the internet, and they love you. 20 million views.
Those are Black Plague numbers.
Everyone likes you a lot.
I'm glad after, all the damage that I've done.
I've been getting offers all across the country from different performing arts venues.
For who?
Oh, that's fantastic. He is a testament to the human spirit and what it can do. A true artist. He keeps on going. He can't be defeated. Can't keep a good man down.
Dr. Shark had a thriving practice. He's a shark.
And so after I heard what Chuck put together with Magic Marc, it was pretty excellent.
And thus, the imposters were born.
It's fair to say that I definitely underestimated the full skill level of my assistant engineer.
Can I cut some of the recording?
It sounded like a fun idea. Now the stress is...
Mop up your moping. Sweep away weeping. Dust away fussing. Let's get motivated. Who's ready to clean their lives up? Who is ready to muff their worries away? Are you with me? Are you with me? Who is with me? Join the movement!
I'm sorry, are you drinking blood? It's nothing more than beet puree and wild cherry juice. Nothing insidious.
Idea. Now done.
Yeah, I got this white shirt. It's kind of like my new look, you know, like just underneath it and everything.
So how's the performance art going? Getting any tour dates yet?
Yeah, I bought a calendar, so it's going pretty well.
Hey, asshole! Halloween's over!
Yeah, I know that guy. It's cool. You just like let him work through some things, and we're cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Thanks, man.
That guy still owes me $5,000 for a chandelier. Try to ignore me, can't ignore me now. I reported him for stealing all those newspapers. I catfished him with that fake profile.
Wait, you had to have that profile before you even met Magic Marc.
He was just a number to me back then. That was a dark period of my life. Also stole his bike. Nailed him with that milkshake. But to be fair, I guess he did the impossible. He beat the odds. There's really only one Magic Marc.
My name is Magic Marc, and I'm here to say, busting funky rhymes like every day. Bam! I'll hit you with cuts so sublime, they can't miss you.
Magic Marc is back. I did the hobo dance. Christmas is the bomb. This is my new hit song. Magic Marc is back. I did the hobo dance. Christmas is the bomb. This is my new hit song.
Here I stand, rhyming without fail. Race up the charts on the comeback trail. Back in all my glory. Perfect end to the perfect story.
Magic Marc is back. I did the hobo dance. Christmas is the bomb. This is my new hit song. Magic Marc is back. I did the hobo dance. Christmas is the bomb. This is my new hit song. Magic Marc is back. I did the hobo dance. Christmas is the bomb. This is my new hit song. Magic Marc is back. I
I did the hobo dance. This is the bomb. This is my new hit song.
So now that you know, can't say you forgot. The master, the king, a musical god.